Dispatch. Quite the interesting game. While there are consequences for some of your actions, there are also many missed potentials because of no consequences for others. Here are 5 consequences we should have gotten.
Number 5.
One other ending variation. Not sure how to phrase this one. The end of the game is comprised of several scenes depending on your choices. If you romanced Blazer, Vizzy, cheated, or neither. If you killed or spared Shroud. If you won or lost against whoever you fired. But not one for if you fired or kept Invisigal. There is a comment from Malevola that could change.
You know you're not technically. I definitely had that, right?
Oh, great. Well, I'll just go then.
But that's just about it. Oh, and Vizzy going hero or villain is not the outcome. That is actually determined by multiple choices across the entire game. You can fire Vizzy and she still turns hero. Now, in my first playthrough, I kept her and she turned hero. But upon learning how her SAT system worked, I loaded an earlier episode and let go of Vizzy, and she still ended up a hero. But unfortunately, there's no line to acknowledge it.
This is just a precaution. Look, all of this was a real clusterfuck shit show. Actually, I was gonna say poop show, but I'm trying to sound like less of a dork. It's already working. I hope the fact that I've always rooted for you makes up for ever doubting you.
It does.
I don't blame you. I mean, look how untrustworthy she looks.
There's always a home for you here, Courtney. I appreciate that.
I wonder if the dialogue changes if you cut her.
I guess your girlfriend's alright.
She's not my girlfriend.
What?
You're an idiot.
The game should have one extra line for that rare case where a person lets go of Vizzy but still has enough points that she ends up a hero. Perhaps Blazer could say something like offering to take Vizzy back at SDN after she recovers.
Number 4.
Greater consequences for keeping your identity secret. So you eventually have the choice of keeping your identity secret or revealing it to Z-Team. If you reveal your identity as Mecha Man, Flambe tries to kill you. This cutscene features Z-Team, and on your first shift, Flambe is missing from the lineup. But also Invisigal gets more points into heroism, which impacts the ending. Now what if you didn't? Vizzy now loses points, making her more likely to choose villainy. Flambe doesn't kill you and is now present in the lineup. And at your party, Chase accidentally lets it spill that you're Mecha Man.
Wait, Robert's Mecha Man?
But that's about it. Oh, and Flambe doesn't speak up for Vizzy.
Still May. Who wants her to stay?
Just me. But the team is more important than any one of us, so I won't stand in the way.
You could have led with that.
I feel the same as Golem. You all let me back in when you didn't have to. But I won't make you keep someone you want gone.
We heard about the suspension bullshit. It ain't enough, Robert.
Now, too many outcomes is an issue for many decision-based games because of the difficulty animating and tracking every single outcome. But this could be easily solved with some gameplay consequences. Perhaps in the next shift, everybody's demoralized and loses a single point in all categories. We've seen this happen before with cutting Invisigal. You keep her, everybody is missing a stat. Cut her, and you're down a person. It's just that this time, there's 2 different shifts that will have this instead of 1. After the bar fight, revealing means you're down Flambe, but morale and stats stay the same for the shift after. Hiding means you keep Flambe, but the team is demoralized after.
Number 3.
Cutting Invisigal consequences. Okay, so the title is a bit misleading, but I couldn't think of a better way to phrase it. In episode 6, Vizzy disobeys orders and goes on a solo mission, requiring Chase to save her, and being hospitalized on the brink of death as a result. Angered by this, Z-Team demands she be expelled from the team, not only because of what she did, but because a member had already been cut for less. The only person in defense of Vizzy is Golem. If you agree to cut Vizzy, you're a member short. However, if you keep her, all members except Vizzy and Golem will be demoralized and lose 1 point in each category. Which makes sense, Golem was the one who wanted Vizzy, so no problem, right? Well, except Then there's Flambe. If you told the team you're Mecha Man, Flambe will fly into a rage and try to kill you. You learn that he too argues in favor of Vizzy because he was accepted back in spite of this.
I feel the same as Golem. You all let me back in when you didn't have to. But I won't make you keep someone you want gone.
Then how come he becomes demoralized if you keep Vizzy? I'm literally doing what you want. It would make sense if he got demoralized if you don't reveal your identity, thereby he doesn't argue in favor of Vizzy. But if you do, then he should not have any stat loss. Then there's Phenomaman. Now, Waterboy has made it clear he wants Vizzy to get cut as well.
She shouldn't have done what she did. I think she should go, sir. Boss. Robert.
Meanwhile, Phenomaman says he has abstained from voting and has little interest in this conversation.
I only came in as I thought we were playing Magic the Gathering tonight. I am hoping we still may.
However, I saved him for last as an argument could be made either way. As mentioned, he has no interest in this conversation and is not a reformed villain. However, it's possible he's just saying that. He does care, but he just doesn't feel like he has a right to get involved. Also, his emotions can be rather volatile, so even if he doesn't care, he might be impacted by the mood of others.
Number 2.
Rehabilitating Phenomaman. In episode 3, you get a choice of either recruiting Phenomaman or Waterboy to the team. Both with their strengths and weaknesses, both in terms of story and gameplay. In gameplay, Waterboy starts out with abysmal stats and can be quite intrusive, self-assigning if you don't send him out enough. And on his first dispatch, his partner is going to receive an injury.
Huddle! Guys, watch. Look out. Hey! Sorry. I'm... Apologize. It's my fault. Mistake. I get wet when nervous.
But you can level him up how you see fit, and he adds points to the higher stat. Plus, depending on what you pick for the hero training, he can heal heroes with him, meaning you can mold him into whatever you want. Phenomaman is a powerhouse with incredible mobility, great stats, and a borderline non-existent rest time. But he's also a glass cannon. If you fail or miss a call, he will enter a depressed state. Whatever call he's on, he will just leave, and he can't be sent out for 45 seconds. Meaning he can be a wrecking ball if you use him right, a liability if you use him wrong. And on his first call, he kind of flies off nowhere because he thought he saw Blazer. Risking it. What the?
Apologies. I thought I saw a blonde Blazer in distress.
Phenomaman. I'm at the office.
Oh.
Well, that failed! Phenomaman needs only 2 seconds of rest. However, if any call fails or misses, he will be depressed and needs 45 seconds of rest. Maybe you should have flown in the right direction! In story, Waterboy is a loser, lacking competence and confidence. You pick him to help him in both those categories, and you arguably see this in gameplay. When you level him up and assign him points, that's him getting better. Phenomaman is suffering depression after breakup with Blazer and getting fired from his job. This is you rehabilitating him. Now, while you arguably see this in the cutscenes where he seems much more cheerful, this is not reflected in gameplay. You cannot level Phenomaman up, and I get it. The guy's a freaking powerhouse the way it is. But it also makes him feel stagnant, almost like the reason you even brought him in is gone. If they are afraid of how much he can do, rather than upping his stats, perhaps when he levels up, you instead reduce his depression time. A Z-Teamer's rest time is about 15 seconds. Perhaps if Phenomaman becomes depressed, when he first joins, he's out for a full minute. However, as you help him, that time becomes less and less until he's depressed for only 30 seconds. Still punishing, twice as much as a normal rest time, but it's not as bad, and indicative of him improving.
Number 1.
Blonde Blazer breakup. When you dive into Blonde Blazer's history and personality, you notice there are, or rather should be, plenty of ways to piss her off. Blazer is a straight shooter. She became a superhero because she is a good person at heart, but she hates many of the aspects that surround the super life. She doesn't like the constant attention, for example. During her date with Phenomenon, she hides her face when surrounded by paparazzi. She is also self-conscious, afraid that people who like her only like the image they've constructed in their head because of the blonde Blazer persona, and not actually like her. This was a big reason she broke up with Phenomenon. All he could see was blonde Blazer, not Mandy. It was all superhero work, no room for her personal life. If you romance Blazer, after your first date, she'll ask who you would rather go out with on your next date. And you can answer Mandy, Blazer, or either. There are no real consequences for this, except maybe at the end where it says Mandy will remember that, not Blazer.
You know what
I think if I say blonde, it'll make her
The
mad.
girl from the other night.
Okay, thank you, Chad.
Yeah. Team Mandy for me.
Thank you, Chad. Thank you.
Okay. I'll let you know when I come up with something.
Aw,
Can't wait.
she's so cute.
Have a good shift.
Man, 60 cent per... Will the 60 cent person go and visit this? Your last style. Your last style. She's mine now. Your last style.
Yeah, just promise that you come back, okay? I got enough trauma.
I promise.
Oh, the tablet.
Keep an eye on the feed.
But imagine if there were. If you say Mandy, it indicates you see past the Blazer persona, the celebrity. You see her for her.
Dyed your hair.
If you answer either, that should also be a positive. Blazer isn't Batman putting on a completely new personality depending on which role he's in. So when you say either, you're basically saying you see the real
Dyed
her
your
and you
hair.
see no difference between Mandy and Blazer.
Oh, she is short. I didn't even
However,
realize.
the wrong choice should be Blazer, as it basically means that Robert fell for the Blazer persona, the image constructed in his head, and not the real person before him.
So
There are also other actions that should put
you
Blazer
feel
off.
better?
For example, killing Shroud. After killing Shroud, you are asked how you feel about that.
Yeah.
And you are
Robert,
presented three options.
why?
If
Did
you
you
say
kill
no,
more than one person
Mandy looks
today?
relieved and understanding.
Nope. Not even a little.
Yeah.
If you say you don't know,
Robert,
she looks
why?
understanding as well.
Did you kill more than
And
one
it makes
person
sense.
A little.
She
I
believes
guess. I
in
don't know.
heroics,
It was
but she
kinda
understands
like
your desire for
masturbating.
vengeance too. So
Okay.
she understands
really
your plight.
Can't wait to see where you take this.
You know, it felt good when it was happening, but the second it was over, I was instantly filled with shame.
But if you say yes, she looks rather disappointed.
I'm surprised to hear that, but I suppose I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
And let's not forget when you had the option to play third wheel on her date, even when she's shaking her head in the background.
You should join us. I'm sure they could accommodate one more.
They should have it if you fail too many of these, and you are romancing Blazer, then she should dump you, as you are not the man she thought you were.
Yeah, for sure.
What the fuck?